What's going on, everyone? We're back with a brand new video, and I'm going to start off with what is becoming my normal disclaimer of I'm once again in the mobile studio. So if you experience any audio variances outside of the normal quality, please attribute it to that. So without further ado, let's jump into today's video. And most of you are already familiar with this story that it broke yesterday afternoon, that the Lakers have hired JJ Redick as their new head coach, giving him a 4-year contract. And I'm going to try to be as brief, succinct, and to the point as possible, but I have some things to say about this. And I'm just going to start off with this. Just when you thought that it couldn't get any more ridiculous with the Los Angeles Lakers, they said, well, hold my beer, we got more. Go and hire JJ Redick, a podcaster, to not a lot of people surprised, which is kind of sad. It's just really sad to see what the Lakers have become. Once one of the, I would say, not only one of the crown jewels of the NBA, but of professional sports. To see the circus that this once proud and mighty franchise has devolved into it's really sad to see. It's really sad to see that now they're a joke. You have a franchise that went from only recognizing championship banners to now these dudes they're having celebrations about an exhibition tournament win. They're hanging banners for that. I wish they'd take it down and burn it. But this is what this franchise has become now. And I'm going to say something that's not going to make some people happy, but sometimes the truth is what it is. And this coincides with them signing LeBron James. And this is what goes along with it. And, I hoped that when he signed there as a free agent, I said, they're up and coming and all of that. Some of the bull jive that comes when you get him. But I thought, this is not the Cleveland Cavaliers to where they were just happy that he decided to come back to them. And they welcomed him back with open arms and let him have the keys to the kingdom and the lay of the land and all that stuff. This is the Lakers. They have a standard of excellence that surely they're not going to toot it up for him and just let him, just leave him with $20 on the dresser in the morning and not call him. But sure enough, that's what happened. And now we've seen it. They've run through 1, 2, 3 coaches since this time's been there. And, they've traded away what was a young and promising core. They have spend a lot of their future draft capital to quote unquote win now. And if it were not for the pandemic and the rest they got and them able to win that title inside the Orlando bubble, they would literally have nothing to show for now the 7th seasons that he's been there. And this is what you signed up for when you allow him to have free reign without any sorts of checks and balances. I know that Dr. Buss is doing 360s in his grave, seeing what the franchise that he helped build up to the point that it was has just evolved into now. You've got JJ Redick. This franchise, they're officially a joke. No one takes them seriously now. You're not about winning. You're about appeasing LeBron, as Jenny Buss unapologetically said. We want to make him happy. Not we want to make the fans happy. Not we want to do what we can do to put out the best team possible for the best fans in the world. No, we want to make one guy happy. And when you do that, you often do so at the long-term success of your franchise. And they're going to learn because, and let me say this, I'm going to go ahead and say this now. If I'm wrong, and JJ Redick turns out to be a fantastic coach, I will come back on here and I will eat my words. I will grill them up and eat them. However, I don't think that's going to happen. I think this is going to be a colossal, monumental failure. It's going to blow up in the Lakers' face. And we know who's not going to get the blame. They're going to blame Rob Pelinka. They're going to blame Jenny Buss. They're going to blame... This is the first... and I'm going to go ahead and put it out there, because I know he's still assembling his coaching staff, and that, they're looking for, from what I read, almost said experienced guys. You're going to see this in that they're going to blame assistant coaches. They're going to blame assistant coaches when the wheels start to come on. Anthony Davis, your time is coming too. They're going to blame you. They're going to blame everybody but the key contributor to this, and we know who it is. And it just shows that this iteration, of the Lakers is not about winning anymore. And it's really sad to see, especially considering the fact that there were far more qualified, more skilled, talented coaching candidates, guys that were out there that you could have gotten. And let's be honest, despite what they have devolved into, there's certain franchises, even when they stink, and the Lakers don't even stink, they're just a media circus and a joke. They're just dysfunctional as all get out right now. There's certain franchises, whether it be, the Cowboys, the NFL, maybe still the Patriots, the Yankees in baseball, the Celtics, Lakers, I'm going to show, Man U. I know a little bit about football. There's certain franchises that if there's a coaching opening, they can almost have the pick of the litter in terms of coaches that they can get because of the standing and the cachet of their franchise built up over time. And here it is that you still have that capital because of your name. And this is the decision you make. This is who you decide to go with. Yeah, it might not have been the best look that Dan Hurley turned you down, which turned out to be a very intelligent career move. But you are still the Los Angeles Lakers. You can go out there and get practically whoever you want. And this is who you settled on. And we know, again, who endorsed this. And which goes to further prove what that propaganda cast was about the entire time. As I have said it on previous videos, it was the world's longest running demo tape. That's all it was. It wasn't about educating people on the game. It was about allowing JJ to show his legit knowledge of X's and O's as a message to the Lakers that, hey, I know the game and I can be a coach. But here's the thing. Being a head coach is successful, and especially at professional level, it's more than about X's and O's. It's about managing people and personalities and all those sorts of things. And just looking at how he has carried himself on First Take and how he speaks to people, I don't think that's an attribute that he has. And I would not be surprised if he loses the locker room very early on. He's condescending. He has an elitist. He has an air of arrogance about him. And that's not going to serve him well as you come into, really it's a veteran locker room. That's not going to serve you well. You might be able to get away with that to an extent with the young team. Maybe y'all grow together. Like, if this was, the young core that they had before they traded all those guys away, then maybe, because you have a younger coach and you can kind of grow into that as those guys mature and develop and grow into something special. But you can't do this with older guys, or you could get away with in college. I don't think that approach is not going to work. So he's going to have to do some work in order to change that. But I think at his core, that's who he is, and it's not going to work. And he's going to blow up. It's going to be another horrible year for the Lakers. And I think like I said, Anthony Davis. The blame clock is a ticking because all the blame that was heaped upon Russell Westbrook, guys like D'Angelo Russell, Darvin Ham, Frank Vogel before that, Luke Walton before that, Rob Pelinka. You're going to be staring down the barrel of the blame gun, so you might as well get ready. But in closing, I just want to say to the true Lakers fans, I just feel so bad for you all because your team has become a laughing stock of the league. The once mighty, proud Lakers, you're a punchline now, and that you've got to sit through this again for at least 2 to 4 years if he makes it through the entirety of his contract. And man, I just feel bad for you guys, and this is coming from a Bulls fan. So that's all I've got to say about this laughing stock of a franchise. But what do you think about the JJ Redick hire? Do you think, maybe I've got it wrong, do you think this is potentially a good hire? Do you think he has what it takes to become a successful NBA coach? Let us know in the comment section. Let's have a conversation about it. And as always, thank you for spending a few moments with me. And as always, tell the ones that you love them.